There we go, all set, nice and easy. Now I'm going to go and ruin it all. Just got to summon Discord. Ian and all, how are we doing? Thank you for joining me on TikTok, and YouTube is now also open for business as well, so it's all good in the hood. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, 4 hourly on Bitcoin looks much better than it did this morning. I haven't actually kept an eye on the market today, to be fair, so let's zoom this out to, I'm going to have 4 open at once. We'll have the weekly open on Bitcoin, a little bit of overview, and the daily as well. Hey, Cryptopsychosis, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you. So again, right, this is still XRP. Why is XRP being my default one? I've tried that once. Let's have a look. There we go. So daily doesn't look as bad as it did. That's recovered quite well. Alistair, how are we doing? ETH's going sharply to 1,000. Yeah, ETH for me is in big trouble. The ETH merge has weakened that project severely. Obviously, miners aren't applicable anymore, but staking rewards are going to be slight. Nothing like what they predicted. There's just the earnings from Ethereum are not going to be what they were. And the fact that it's still so expensive with gas fees makes me wonder whether or not there's a future for Ethereum. So I'm looking now, I've been talking about it for a while, so I'm looking at alternatives to Ethereum. So something that maybe uses the EVM machine, but is cheaper and better. And I've been saying it for a few days now, a few weeks really. Moonbeam, it does everything that Ethereum does. It is a EVM machine driven, but you get the inherent bonus of being part of the Polkadot network. So yeah, ETH's really made itself quite weak. Bitcoin on the hourly chart has recovered really, really well. If you're on my YouTube at the moment, hey Tom, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you on YouTube. We did dip down below the support line that I had at about 18.5, 18.6. We dipped below it, but 3 hours later, we're back above it, and we're quite strong, actually. So good bit of volume to get us back above. So really pleased to see that today. Of course, there was no UK trading session because it was a bank holiday, which probably didn't help the market. XRP pump again after today's drop. Yeah, I mean, the whole market has recovered quite well, actually. It's got to be said. And I'm just going to go in now and have a look at XRP. So yeah, I mean, XRP dipped down to 34.2 today, and it's back up to 38. So that's a nice recovery. XRP, is really strong. There's a lot of positive buzz about XRP and Ripple at the moment. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, XRP looking really good. Crypto Tony, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Mark, good to see you too. Get a Fix, how we doing? Good to see you too. Thank you for hitting those likes, Tony and Lisa. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, I mean, we've seen some really good movement. If you're coming in and you're new to me, I am here on TikTok. This is my primary channel. But as you can tell here below, I am now screen sharing on this site. So if you wanted to see what I look at when I talk, just sharing my thoughts, then that's where you want to be. Is it 75 or 100 base points today, tomorrow? For me personally, I think inflation was not as low as the US had hoped. I think it will probably be 75 points again. I think for it to go to a whole point, I think inflation would have had to have been really bad. I think they'll keep adding 3/4 of a point, but we never really know. So we'll see. Where is Bitcoin going? Well, I mean, Bitcoin tested my theoretical support level really well today. So, I mean, we've got this initial bounce at 17.6 from quite a while ago. It hasn't really been tested since until well, we nearly got there, 18.1, 18.2. So I've got a support line on the daily, and we did the candle wick broke it today, but we have recovered. If we have a look at the 4-hourly, you can see here, we've touched this support line a few times, but really it's bounced back incredibly well, I think. So I think it's just going to be a matter of Bitcoin volatility. We're going to carry on trading inside this channel. As you can tell from the daily chart, if you're on YouTube, there is quite a squeeze on in the next week or two. And then I suspect we'll break to the downside. We are in a bear market. Macroeconomics are weak. So, yeah, I think Bitcoin rolled. I agree. I think Bitcoin is going lower. Where to exactly, we don't know. I did do a TikTok the other day to basically say that, looking back at the weeklies, because we're going to have to look back quite a long way for support levels. This is where that 19.3 support level comes in from. So we have got support here back on the weekly. That's back from, let's have a look, get rid of that advert, back from November 20. If we lose it here, we're going down to about 16. And if we lose it again, I think we'll probably go down to about 13. And then we're looking 12.5 and then below 10. So the weekly chart, it really doesn't have a lot of support. So I think the short-term activity is going to have to be monitored on the daily and the 4-hourly. I mean, day traders, if you're really good, you'll probably do really well out of this, but who knows? XRP not doing too bad. No, XRP is doing really, really well. I mean, people were saying after 2 days of good price action that XRP had decoupled from Bitcoin, and that's nonsense. The whole market still revolves around Bitcoin and Ethereum. If Bitcoin dips, XRP will dip as well. The difference was that there was a lot of positivity around XRP, and indeed news events were being well received. So XRP's gone on a run. It's what it does do it every now and again. People think settlements come in and then they go XRP crazy. Hey Kevin, good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're on YouTube, buddy. I mean, you're a long-term TikTok supporter, so it's good to see you on YouTube. I'm glad you've managed to find it and it's working okay for you. Did I look at the summary judgments in the Ripple case? I was expecting SEC to have something on the sleeve, but they have nothing. Yeah, I mean, I didn't look at it in detail. I read some decent summaries from like Phil and Law and things like that. And it does basically look like Ripple are saying you've got nothing. To be fair, I haven't heard anything that really supports the SEC other than what Gary Gensler has said. So other than that, it's terrible. XRP, yeah, I mean, XRP is really, really strong right now. Everyone's feeling quite bullish about it. Summary judgment requests are in. Now, summary judgments are only filed when you're confident you can win your argument. So if neither side was confident they would win the argument, we probably would have seen a settlement. But now that the summary judgments are in, the judge is going to rule one way or the other, whether we go to trial or whether, once summary judgments are in, that she may well encourage settlement or rule. To rule, there would have to be absolutely no doubt. So if Judge Netburn reads the summary judgments and decides that all the arguments are in Ripple's favour, then the SEC haven't really got a leg to stand on, and it might not go to trial. And I think that's what XRP, I think that's what Ripple would really like to see. Not go to trial, but the judge rule in their favour. Won't the June low of 17.6 act as resistance? Yes, it could. I mean, this resistance line that I've got on YouTube, that starts at the 17.6 mark. So it could act as an area of support, but it's very, very thin. You're talking about a candle wick down to 17.6. The areas of support I'm looking at are more substantial are on the weekly, because there's a couple of weeks in a row where they hovered around the same level. So yes, in theory, on one time frame, there is an area of support at 17.6, but it is wafer thin. So I've gone further out for that support. Hey, Crypto Toe, welcome to YouTube, buddy. Good to see you on there. And Rolled, you've switched to. How are we doing? Good to see you all over there. Sadly, they have October and November dates to respond. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem. It's a legal system, and they will draw it out as long as they possibly can. And that's just to be expected, unfortunately. It is due process, it's a legal system, and that's why I've been saying for quite a while that we should not expect a quick answer, there's going to be nothing quick about this. And indeed, they've upheld that, and even getting to this summary judgment stage has taken a lot longer than we think. Still confused by the German MP by this 24th September, by the way, very weird. It is very weird. I mean, I think it's a reaction to something that they've obviously discussed privately as a cabinet, and he's mentioned and he's out in open. And the general response has been seen that they were quite concerned that he was going down this path with the conversation. So, yeah, it's a little bit strange. It could just be he's got some strange mannerisms, but it sounds like he's let something slip. XRP price prediction. I mean, I've always been wary about making XRP price predictions. My personal sell target is $5, $5 to $10. I'm happy with that. That's a significant profit. I would always hold a moon back. But I think in terms of reaction to the market, if we were to see a settlement, or indeed see Judge Netburn rule in our favour with summary judgment being granted and the case being dismissed, I think we would see a substantial rally, maybe a 2 or 3x within a few days or weeks. I think there would be, and it would run. And it may well drag some other ISO tokens with it, but not really, because there's no real reason for that. But when's the crypto market ever acting with reason? Any idea why Chiliz has been pumping, and could it carry on? To be fair, Chiliz isn't one that I ever keep an eye on. It's not on any of my watch lists. So I'm not even aware it was pumping, but I will, for your benefit on YouTube, just have a look at the chart and see what's going down. There we are, too many L's. So I'm not aware of any news on Chiliz, but I don't keep abreast of that project. So it's up 7% on the day. So look at the 7-day chart. 7-day chart's really strong as well. So it's up from 18.3, and it did reach 25.7. So that is going to be... Oh, let's have a look. It's going to be about 40% rise in a week, which is really, really good. Are there any linked news stories? It just seems to be trade. There's no notable news event on CMC. Not that CMC is the be-all and end-all. We've got to remember that CMC, after all, is owned by Binance. So we've got to take it with a pinch of salt. Way too many XRP influencers, in my opinion. Doesn't feel right for long term, but that's me. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of hardcore XRP supporters. I do like XRP. I started, I got into crypto because of XRP Ripple. My background is finance. I 100% saw the use case. But I think I'm fairly realistic about my expectations on what it can do. So, yeah, but I agree. There's a lot of people on XRP at the moment. And there's a lot of people that have just jumped on the bandwagon who have never really focused on XRP before. Do we think XRP will drop? I think XRP will still follow the market. So if Bitcoin drops again, XRP will drop again. But the difference being that XRP had a 20% rally before a 10% drop. So it's maintained quite a lot of that value, and it is recovering. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's Jeremy Hogan and Phil Law. They're the two Twitter channels that I take most note of in terms of the Ripple case. They are the legal system experts in the US that I listen to. They know the system, and they're very familiar with the Ripple case. Hey Phil, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. I hope you've had a great day. We've obviously said farewell and given our queen a burial today. So. Yeah, a strange day for the UK, an ad hoc bank holiday, but a good one. King Charles III is in power, all that stuff. Long may he reign. What is happening with ETH? I think ETH is very, very, very weak. And I'm not going to have a look on CoinMarketCap for this. I'm going to go into TradingView to have a look and see what's happening with ETH. Now, I haven't charted ETH at all. So I'm actually going to do this on the dailies. Let's have a look. So I've got ETH here. So ETH on the daily is really, really weak. We saw this run up, this second run up on the merge, and then obviously then it's kind of been dumping ever since. So yeah, I mean, we're down. Candle week's gone down to 12.7 at one point on the daily. We're currently at 13.53. The market is recovering, but I personally think ETH's really weak right now. The validators are not going to earn the revenue they think they are by staking. So I've seen predictions for revenue as low as 3% on the staking returns for 2023. So if those forecasts are true, ETH's not going to have many validators or stakers. And there are, the last time I checked the stats, 46% of all the validation was done by 2 addresses. Now, fair enough, that could be a staking group, something like Coinbase or something like that. But that's still one address, 2 addresses in charge of 46% of the validations. So I think ETH's got some serious issues now, including a large degree of centralization, which isn't what the market wants to see. And it adds kind of strength to my argument for other projects like Moonbeam. I keep going back to it, but that's because I'm very familiar with Moonbeam and the Polkadot network. So Moonbeam is literally a copycat of Ethereum. It does everything on the EVM, everything that Ethereum does, because Ethereum is great tech. It's not working out. So Moonbeam does everything that you can on EVM. They've made it as simple as they can for developers to come over. They've got the same dApps, the same tools. Everything's in place, but you get the added inherent bonus of being on the Polkadot network and everything that offers as well. So really, really bullish on Moonbeam, especially as Ethereum begins to collapse. I think it's possible it could. And we've been on about Ethereum and Bitcoin being the big two and Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. If Ethereum isn't able to earn people money, it's not a worthwhile investment, and therefore less and less people are going to hold it. It's really going to be an interesting few months in the bear market for ETH. Will we see sub $1,000 ETH? I really don't know. Ape on a run, hate that coin. Yeah, I mean, Ape, I said at the very beginning with Ape coin, I was never going to buy it whilst it was still a hype coin. I think there's going to be a lot of utility added to that project. It's made a lot of money, and I believe it will survive the bear market. It will bring that utility in. So I think at some point, ApeCoin is worth a buy, but I still don't think it's yet. I still think it's too expensive. And we've probably still got, I haven't checked for a very long time. I think we've probably still got some coins to vest on ApeCoin to token holders and NFT holders as well. So we'll see what happens. When is summary judgment? Summary judgment applications have been filed, but they've got a couple of months to respond. Quant is pumping. Let's have a look at QNT. I'll switch this back up to Bitcoin, and I'll go to the hourly for QNT. Yeah, man, Quant is on a good run. So, it clearly did dump with Bitcoin. It didn't dump as hard, but we saw it go down below the $100 mark briefly, and now we're back up to 105. So it's up a decent percentage, which is great to see. It's actually not quite, although this says on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, then obviously you'll see the chart. Although this hourly chart does have a green buy signal here, the Donkin trend ribbon is red, which means don't buy. So until you get that ribbon flash, this whole suite go green, and then this go green, and until all three correlate, that's not a signal. Didn't realize we can see what you're looking at on the YouTube live. Yes, absolutely. Yes, so I've learned a new trick. I can share what I look at on YouTube. So that is over there. That's me. The link is in the bio. As I'm trying to grow YouTube, so going live just to get some initial followers over there. I've put things like TikTok shorts on there as well, so that people can have a look at those. But yeah, definitely YouTube is working really well. Messaging is much better as well. and obviously you can see the charts and things. So I'm not claiming to be an expert on TA. I just like the idea of people being able to see what I see and where I go for this information. When you say investor, it means hold even if in lost. Not necessarily. I mean, I'm a long-term investor, so I am buying for what value might be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But yeah, I'm certainly not a trader. So if you're not a trader, you're an investor. So I do invest for the long term, and to a degree, I can ignore the price volatility. I just think if it's a good price now, and I carry on DCAing, is it going to be worth more in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time? If so, then I'll hold it. If not, then I won't buy it. One of the big things for me, though, has been thinking, although I've got that long-term investor mindset, if a project offers a decent profit, I will take that profit because the market doesn't stay up, it comes down as well. Have I researched Coda yet? Sorry, D, I haven't. I still haven't looked at Coda. Every time you come on here, you ask about Coda, and I still haven't looked at it. Thank you for the rose, Mashar. I appreciate that support. Thank you very much. No real update on the Ripple case at the moment. We've got summary judgments have been filed, or the applications therefore. They'll be under consideration now from the judge. They've got until November to retort on each other's applications. But also in terms of general speculation, there's a lot of speculation going on. But the Ripple team, as normal, are making some very, very bullish noises. Nashi, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Settlement close, you think? I mean, I try not to say that settlement's inbound. I try not to get too excited about it because, I mean, in the 18 months I've been holding XRP, we've seen a few hoaxes and a few scares and quite a few kind of like settlement is inbound kind of announcements. And it's never really happened, so I'm just watching it carefully. Is Ethereum going down? At the moment, no. Ethereum is recovering just like the rest of the market. It's back up from its low. I think long-term, Ethereum might have issues, personally. It is great tech, and it is a massive project, and a lot of stuff runs on EVM tech. But those networks can do it better now, and you can earn more from them. So whilst they're using the EVM tech, why do you need Ethereum? And that's the big question for me now. Why do we need Ethereum? You can't mine it. The staking rewards are going to be low, very low. It's incredibly centralized. And there are other projects that use EVM tech and have more on top of that. So it's going to be an interesting time for Ethereum. QNT pumping. Yeah, absolutely love QNT. Moon River is actually one that I've always liked, but I wasn't going to DCA into as a priority. But as Akala's kind of taken a confidence hit for me, I have started putting that into Moon River. So my kind of leading projects at the moment, it is Quant, it's Crow, it is Moonbeam, Moon River, Polkadot, ICP, all these types of projects. They're my priorities right now. I think ICP for me, I'm going to be holding that for years and staking it. So ICP looks very, very attractive right now at the current price. I think it dipped down to the $5 region at some point today. But yeah, Moon River's got fantastic tech. It's not a test net. It is a canary network that will feed into Moonbeam. But Moon River will have so much traffic coming through it, and the tokenomics are so good. Moon River could hold a lot of value, as could Moonbeam, which is one of the networks I said, it's EVM, it's Ethereum tech, but they do it better because they've got the Polkadot technology as well. Quant, very, very bullish long-term. It's my absolute most bullish project long-term. Finance is my thing. Centralization, I understand the need for it and the regulation. If we're going to see mainstream adoption, you have to accept a degree of centralization, and that will come with the ISO tokens. It will come with CBDCs and stablecoins, and hopefully Quant's going to be involved in a lot. If you follow Gilbert Verdian on Twitter, you'll understand what he does for and around Quant. YouTube to TikTok for the lives. What do I think about the last Lunar Classic burn on the 20th of September? I didn't realise there was a set date for it. I thought they were just going to burn 1.2% of transaction fees. Let's have a look. So Lunar Classic, 20th of September, burn. Let's have a look at some news. I haven't seen anything about a specific date for a burn. Terra Luna Classic tax burn set to burn from September 20th. Okay, so basically Terra Luna Classic is going to tax burn 1.2% fee. Okay, which is reasonable, but I compare this fee burn to SHIB burn, and with the current tokenomics, it doesn't actually do an awful lot. So it creates a bit more hype, but this 1.2% tax fee on burns, it's just it doesn't really do anything for it. So yes, in a long time, in 15, 20 years, you could see it make a price difference. But in the short term, it's not going to do anything. It's a buy the rumors, sell the news event. Am I still buying XDC? At the moment, it's not what I'm DCAing into. That is one of my tier 3 tokens. So I've got my Quant, my Crow, and my Bitcoin, but I'm not buying Bitcoin yet either. And then I've got things like Dot, Matic, and Link, and everything else in my layer 2s. So that's my tier 2. So XDC, XLM, all that kind of stuff, that's my tier 3. November 15th, final replies for summary judgment. Nice to see head of CFTC look around Ripple office. Yeah, I mean, we've as I said, there's loads of bullish, positive stuff happening with Ripple at the moment. So I think we'll have a bit of a buzz unless we get something back from them soon. Kusama is a big project. Yeah, Kusama is really good. I mean, people talk about the .sama network. Of course, Kusama, side network for Polkadot, but it's really become quite a decent size in its own right. It also had its own parachain auctions, so it's got some really good projects on there. The only reason why I don't keep a close eye on Kusama is because I'm so into Polkadot and its projects. I haven't really gone into the Kusama network at all. Really, really into Moonbeam and Polkadot. Kusama is definitely a possible big one, but I just think I can't support everything. And Kusama, although decent, is just what I'm keeping an eye on. Do I think Illuvium will recover? For me, games are a difficult one. If Illuvium never comes out of the game, it'll never recover. And I'm not being funny when I say that. It's just that I've always had this thing about games. Illuvium did really well last year, and I started watching it at $400-ish. It went up to $1,800 when it released the beta, and now all of a sudden we're kind of doubting whether or not it's genuine. Also, circulating supply is incredibly low, just 7%, which I hate. If they put out 10%, that's another 50% of your current price off. So, it's a sting in the tail with Illuvium, and I'm always dubious about these games. They can look fantastic, but will they ever come to the marketplace? It's difficult to say. If it comes back, it'll fly. But if it doesn't, then it's dead. Thoughts on Time Wonderland? Time Wonderland is a classic bull run project. People will just throw their money at anything. And if you were early enough in Time Wonderland, like I was in Time Wonderland, but I got out as soon as the market turned down because I appreciated that people weren't going to chuck their money at it forever. As soon as belts start getting tightened, those Ponzi DAOs were the first thing to go. And lo and behold, they all collapse. You don't see DAOs at all anymore like that. So they're not done. ICP wants to create a new internet service like Google. Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's difficult to compare the technology. It is very, very different. ICP, I'm quite bullish on. I don't fully understand the tech because it's quite beyond me. I think what it can offer, I'm quite bullish on, and I have got a fair bit in ICP that I've staked for a number of years. I've got stuff staked for 8, 6, 4, 2 years. So yeah, I mean, ICP really bullish. Am I holding Algo, XLM, XDC? Which one's my favorite? I'm not actually holding any Algo at the moment. I do have some XLM, I do have XDC. I think in terms of mainstream adoption out of those three for ISO, for example, I'd probably say XLM. But Algo's also sponsoring the World Cup. They can be used in the metaverse and with NFTs and gaming. So Algo's got a broader appeal. It's really difficult to call, but the professional part of me would say XLM. But XDC is a very good corporate institutional coin. We won't see much retail action on that network. It will be institutional. Did I say Moonbeam is like ETH? Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, I mean Moonbeam was literally made. If you're on YouTube, I'll take you through it now. I did a little video just taking people through Moonbeam. But I'll just take you through the overview that's on CoinMarketCap, the write-up that they've done on it. So, I mean, CoinMarketCap like it. They did a deep dive on it. So basically it just says here, Moonbeam is an Ethereum-compatible smart contract parachain on Polkadot. Moonbeam makes it easy to popular Ethereum developers' tools to build or redeploy Solidity projects in a substrate-based environment. So you're talking about basically Ethereum builders and Ethereum projects being able to build their Solidity contracts on Polkadot using their substrate-based environment. So it's a good way to nick those developers and those projects. But it's more than just an EVM implementation. It's a highly specialized parachain that mirrors Ethereum's Web3, RPC, accounts, keys, subscription logs, and everything else. It copies Ethereum exactly. The Moonbeam platform extends the base Ethereum features set with additional features such as on-chain governance, staking, and cross-chain integrations. So Moonbeam's Ethereum compatibility, they say, is unmatched. And I do believe it. I've looked at it and I do believe it. So this is the 4 points that they make here. Minimal changes. So developers can use existing Solidity smart contracts straight away. They don't need to rewrite or reconfigure those contracts at all for Ethereum to Moonbeam. They can just do it straight away. It will recognize it. So they can use existing developer tools to connect popular tools like MetaMask, Hardhat, Waffle, Remix via a complete set of Web3 RPC endpoints. So this is utilizing EVM, Ethereum technology, and Web3, which we all know is the next big thing, to basically steal everything that Ethereum does but do it better because you've got use of Polkadot. They can use JavaScript libraries such as Web3.js or Ether.js. Unified accounts, addresses, and signatures. So you can use your Ethereum, your existing Ethereum accounts and signatures to interact on Moonbeam. That's an amazing piece of tech. And they can tap into the most integrations on Polkadot. So they can use all the oracles, bridges, wallets, and everything else that's on Polkadot as well. So you literally do get the best of those two networks, Ethereum and Polkadot, all on Moonbeam. And as I said, Moonbeam does it all brilliantly. It's fantastic. It was it's set up by Derek Yu, who is from Pure Stake, so it's always set up to be proof of stake, which is fantastic because obviously Ethereum's had to go to proof of stake as well because that is the right move, but it might not be the right move for Ethereum at the end of the day. So yeah, I would highly recommend you research Moonbeam. I could not be more bullish on a project at the moment than Moonbeam. I'm still really like Akala, as I said, but I mean my confidence has taken a knock because of the exploit in one of their pools. And it really has hurt them. You still can't trade on their DApp, which is a real shame. But check out Moonbeam. It literally is Ethereum, but better. Ethereum plus Polkadot equals Moonbeam. I mean, I could not like that project anymore. And I'm not shilling it. I'm not partnered. I literally am holding as much Moonbeam. Moonbeam is now number 3 on my list. I've got the number 4, Quant, Polkadot, ICP, Moonbeam. It's number 4. Top 3 gaming coins. I actually don't hold a single gaming coin right now. I think the gaming market is incredibly weak, and it will be until we come out of the bear market. What will happen to all crypto on ETH if regulated? It depends. I mean, if those projects are doing the right things to like KYC, for example, know your customer. That's a basic thing that all projects can do to make sure that they're compliant with most developed countries' kind of financial systems. And that's the problem that FTX have got in the UK at the moment. The UK in April said that if you're going to carry out any kind of financial crypto business in the UK, you need to register with them. Crypto.com did it. Binance initially didn't, but then did. But FTX have not. So although FTX has seen this massive rise and the coins perform really well, they are not supposed to be allowed to trade in the UK because they are not licensed. So anyone who trades on FTX in the UK is not protected. Will Moonbeam hit ETH prices? No. Tokenomics are very, very different. So Moonbeam's got 1 billion tokens, 389 billion in supply. That will go up slowly because there's so much staked and there's so much being released in the Polkadot parachains over time. I think there's like probably another year or so left on that, and then they'll be fully vested. Whereas obviously with Ethereum, the supply is very different. Let's have a look. So the total supply on Ethereum is only 120 million. So Moonbeam's got 8 times more tokens, basically. So in theory, if they had the same market cap, Moonbeam would be 8 times less than Ethereum. So about $100 and $120, something like that. But, you know, I think Moonbeam, if we guessed, I'm very bullish on Moonbeam. So this is a very enthusiastic, bullish statement. If Moonbeam reached the market cap of Solana in the last bull run, 40 billion, fully diluted, it's $40 a token. That's 100x from its current position. If the circulating is half out, if you've only got half the tokens in supply, so half of 500 million, then you're looking at $80 a token. So Moonbeam could perform very well. These are all if, buts, and maybes. As I said, you're plucking numbers out of thin air. Call you mad, but you bought another 100 million Shiba today. Not mad. I mean, it might run at some point. OKX is definitely very, very big. It's come a long way. Its total value locked is very, very good. They were offering 70% on Moonbeam as well, by the way, just to let you know. But SHIB 12%. You know, these high interest rates have got to be funded in some way. So if you can't work out how they support that interest rate, then I would have my doubts. So although they're offering 70% on Moonbeam and you have to commit it for 4 months, I still can't work out how they can fund that in a bear market. That would be extraordinary. Haven't heard from Blockchain Berry lately, have you? No, he has gone very quiet. I know he's been on holiday a lot. And he's done a lot of things with his family. But yeah, I mean, there's quite a few creators that have gone very, very quiet, funnily enough, in a bear market. So, you know, I can't cast aspersions as to why. You hold 100 Moonbeam, that's sound. I mean, if Moonbeam goes really well, that could be a very, very good investment. Obviously, I'm quite bullish on it. I've got substantially more, and I'm going to be buying a lot more as well, especially as it seems to be getting cheaper. As I said, Moonbeam as well. The bonus thing with Moonbeam, it was incredibly well funded in the Polkadot parachain auctions. 37.5 million Polkadot was loaned to them, and they've got that for well over another year. Also, the fact that they weren't around for the last bull run means that they haven't been price manipulated. It's a pure launch at the beginning of the year or very end of 2021 into 2022, and they will go well because they're good. As I said, looking at the tech, it's really, really good. Sorry, YouTube, I've been ignoring your questions for a little while. XRP, Gogislav, very, very bullish on XRP. Really, really don't know when things are going to end, but definitely backing XRP. I'm not buying any more purely because I'm putting things into things that, like Moonbeam, that I think have got potential to 100x or at least 50x maybe, if they're successful. XRP Ripple, I think they're really, really sound. I've got a bag, I'm holding on to it, and I'm happy to start taking profits when things happen. Long-term thoughts on Swissborg. I'm not familiar with that platform at all. I do know several people that have used the platform and are very happy with it, but for me personally, I don't use it. I couldn't comment. Downloaded Nova app and spreading what I can on Polkadot chain. Nova app isn't actually something I'm familiar with either. The only thing I integrate with that is Polkadot.js and some of the parachain things as well. If and when regulation comes, it seems layer zeros will do well. I think so. Is Tangi dead? No, I think quite the opposite with Tangi. Looking into what they've been doing, they were a dedicated token for the leaf industry, and they've broadened that now to be a more financial token. Come on in. What are you doing? Stupid dog. So no, yeah, I don't think Tangi's dead, but I do think they'll delay things until the next bull run, possibly. Market caps go out the window and banks get in. I think that's very true. I mean, XRP is very much a use case coin. Its value will be derived from its use case long term. How many Moonbeam do I have? Quite a lot for me. Moonbeam is probably about 15% of my portfolio now. Do I see Quant coming back down under $70? I think if Bitcoin comes down to 10, 12K, yes, it could. If it doesn't do that, then Quant's too strong. Come on in. Moonbeam or Moonriver? I actually like both. Moonriver is basically like the canary network for Moonbeam. The tokenomics are totally different though. Moonriver's tokenomics are fantastic. And if almost everything that goes onto Moonbeam starts in Moonriver, that token will see significant use. So I am going for both. Ugh. So a visit from a spider. Sorry, King Kong, I didn't mean to ignore you. Let me find your question. Market caps go out the window. Oh no, I've just mentioned that. That's okay then. I stopped at 10,000 XRP, not buying anymore. Phil, 10,000 XRP is proper dedication. Let's see my dog. You don't want to... They can hear you, you know. Did you know? They can hear you. Droopy. Right, let's see. Go on. Come here. There she is. You're privileged. I think that's the first time I've ever shown her on the live. There you go. Yeah, Old English Bulldog. Oh, sorry, I've gone a little bit Warner Brothers there. So yeah, Old English Bulldog. Bulldogs, but bred out to be a bit longer legs. She's cute, but noisy. Thank you for the likes, everyone. Sorry, I can feel that spider on me again. Ugh. I'm all right with spiders, but not when they're crawling on my head. Right, okay, so where were we? Right, okay, so we were looking at Quant. Quant is up at 105. Let's get back onto the hourly on Bitcoin. Right, Bitcoin hourly is looking really strong again. Really, really strong. So up to 19.4, and volume is superb. Still not flashed a buy signal yet, but it is looking very, very strong. So that's good. That's the snoring monster. Yeah, if you're ever on my lives and you hear a snore, that's the dog. She's always in here with me when I'm live. I don't know why. She likes to go to sleep. Shiba, $2, do you think? I'm sure you're pulling my leg. I'm not going to bite to that. I'm not. I am not a meme coin fan. I've explained tokenomics to Shiba holders quite often, and $2 is not possible. Is Moonbeam layer 1? Yes. In the same way that Ethereum's layer 1. Yes, it would be. No, that's good. D, I was hoping you were pulling my leg because I didn't think you were a Shiba holder, but I didn't want to have to explain it again. But no, $2 Shiba token for me is not likely. You can't rule anything out in this game, but that would mean a serious change of tokenomics. OKX staking. Yeah, I mean, OKX has got a large TVL and it is performing really well overall. But if it's offering 70% on Moonbeam and 12% on SHIB for staking, I would question how it's going to sustain that. Because it's not sustainable. And once you lock in that Moonbeam, it's locked in for a while. So it is a fixed APY. So I would look very carefully at how they intend to fund that. Thoughts on BTCST? That's BTCST. What the hell's that? Bitcoin Standard Hash Rate Token. I've never heard of it. It sounds interesting, but I've never heard of it. Up a little bit today. Decent market cap, decent supply. But I mean, it launched in April 21 and it's been sliding down. But saying that, to be fair, it's not had the crash that the rest of the market has. It seems pretty consistent. It's not losing much money in this bear market. Not really. It's probably a decent percentage down. I mean, this all-time high here, April 21, yeah, we'll take that as a bull run price, $87. So it is down 90%, but then what isn't? Looking at Moonbeam, don't have any. Is 2,000 a good bag to start with? Would I buy now? Nashi, you know I can't give financial advice. I do love Moonbeam, and I can tell you that I am dollar cost averaging into it all the time. So at this price, I don't really care, because if it is as good as I hope it is, as I said, if it gets to a $20 billion market cap, it's a $20 coin fully diluted. If it gets to a $40 billion market cap, like Solana did, because it did that in 1-2 years, Solana, it was very new. If it does that, there's a $40 coin fully diluted, which is 100x. So a 50 or 100x, I wouldn't mind. But it's all if, buts and maybes, isn't it? You're investing in something that hasn't proven itself yet. But Moonbeam has real potential. I'm very, very bullish. So although I can't offer you financial advice, I can tell you that I am buying it at the moment. So I'll leave that up to you. Okay. OKX has got a maximum of 18 Moonbeams. So that's how they're doing 70%. They're not letting you stake a lot. Wow. Okay. I never actually went to stake it because I staked mine on Moonbeam anyway. But I didn't realise it was max 18's not a lot at all, is it? So yeah, no surprise they're offering say. Do I use crypto cards? The only crypto card I hold is a Crypto.com one, but it's just a normal Visa card, reward card, rather than a crypto card. You can't spend your Crow tokens on it. What about Cardano hard fork on 22nd of September, bull or bear? I think the Cardano hard fork, it's probably good for it long term, but in terms of price action, it's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. I think I've learned a few things in crypto, and one of them is if you know about the news event, what's happening in advance of it actually happening, it is a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So people already hold tokens now, Cardano, ready to dump them nearer the time when the price is right. Do I think it'll do good on the next bull run? Let's have a look. NASA, what coin are we talking about, NASA? BTST. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one at all, mate. I mean, as I said, the only thing I was looking at there was the price action on BTST. What it'll do in the next bull run, I have no idea. Absolutely none. Thoughts on GameZone Launchpad? It's so low now from all-time high. All launch pads right now are really low from the all-time high. Their business is to launch projects, and nothing is launching right now. We had a few launch early on in the bear market, but nothing is launching now of any real notable worth. Things that are building now that will launch towards the end of the bear market, they're the ones that I want to look at very, very closely. I am doing a series on launch pads as well, so I can always add that to the list. Game Zone. I've done Game Starter, Pulse Starter, DAO Maker, and I've got a few more on the radar. But basically, I think if you want to use those platforms and get a decent return, then it's worth doing. But launch pads in general, some will be used and some won't. It's difficult to predict. Right then, folks, I am going to take this opportunity to wind up the live now. I've taken a little bit of a breather, so I'm going to wind it up. Just going to take this opportunity to thank you for your support. Remember to follow here, and that really helps me. And also, if you can, go across to YouTube, subscribe to that channel, and next time you can watch me live on there as well, so you can see exactly what I look at. Thanks again for all your questions and stuff and your contributions tonight. As I said, there's also a free Discord. The links for all this are in the bio. Go check out as much as you can. It's all free. But I hope to see you again, and thanks for your support. Cheers.